I booked an acorn-shaped Airbnb on June 1st with the idea of a YouTube series for all 50 states in 52 weeks. A challenge of sorts for 1 year. 9 days later, someone else had the idea. And at the same acorn. What the heck? Obviously, the biggest difference here is 50 days versus 52 weeks, but the coincidence was still weird. Rewind a bit. In April, I lose my job. I don't have a plan. I just knew I didn't want to rely on myself anymore. So I read this book, and then I read this book, and I asked God, what now? One word would not leave my mind. YouTube. Perfect. So 3 months ago, I lost my job. Instead of freaking out like I've always done in my life, I finally decided to calm down and try to see what my God-given purpose was. Instead of just chasing down the next position, let me actually slow down and try to hear from God on this. And so I waited a couple weeks. Sure enough, I was recommended this book, Living Fearless, Jamie Winship. And it's all about receiving your God-given identity, which often leads to your God-given vocation. Perfect. I'm kind of in that season. I had been in the military for some time, and then I was in sales for some time, and then now I don't want to make a single move until I know for sure this is what I'm supposed to do. And so I go through this book, and all of a sudden the word YouTube just keeps coming to my mind, and I'm thinking to myself, why? I have never wanted to do YouTube. I don't even know what that means. What am I supposed to do? But YouTube just keeps coming to mind. And so I start looking into it. I'm like, what's up with YouTube? I'm usually only listening to podcasts. I don't really watch any YouTubers. But what am I supposed to do here? So I get some different ideas, and it's kind of being refined over time. And I start talking to some of the folks that I'm a skateboarder, so I'm at the skate park all the time. And some of the younger guys were like, Ryan Trahan, you gotta check out Ryan Trahan. And so about a month ago, I look into Ryan Trahan and I watch a video where he goes to all the different Disney hotels. Me and my wife sit down, and 40 minutes feels like 5 minutes. And I'm like, what was that? That was so fulfilling and refreshing. I just had fun for about 40 minutes, and it felt like, I don't know, it just felt awesome. And so I started to watch a lot of his videos, and I really just enjoyed what he was doing. And so I'm over here and I'm drafting up ideas, and one day in late May, my wife and I are like, well, we'd like to travel more, especially before we start to have a family. And so we say, hey, why don't we go to all these cool Airbnbs, because people seem to like Airbnbs. We like Airbnbs. Let's go to the coolest ones that we can find and make a bit of a challenge out of it. We'll go to each of the 50 states in 1 year's time, 52 weeks, and that'll be our challenge. Let's do that. We can do like the most unique activities per that state. So on the 1st of June, we booked an acorn-shaped Airbnb out in Texas, booked this Airbnb, and that be our start date for the 50 states. So that was on June 1st. And about 2 days before we left, I think it was like June 10th, Ryan Trahan, who we had been kind of watching over the last month, announces for the first time that he's going to be doing 50 states in 50 days. And when he announces that first video that I see, it's the exact same acorn-shaped Airbnb out in Texas. So a really big coincidence. And I was super excited to watch what they were going to do, because they're obviously really gifted at what they do. But I was also a little discouraged at the same time. I said, I thought this is what I was supposed to be doing. It's already a huge leap of faith as it is. I don't have that much time. This is already like bizarre for me to even try. So I felt really discouraged. And so in that moment, I did pray what God wanted me to know about it. And a friend of mine randomly sent me this text message. Mind you, this came in 10 minutes after I had prayed, and it came from a friend who had zero context about this situation. I saw something there to at least go and start this journey and to enjoy this journey. And so that's what we're doing. With that being said, in the last couple years, I was in sales, super stressful. I was stressed out all the time, and I developed a condition called alopecia. Alopecia is when your body's immune system starts to fight its own self, basically. And alopecia is when it actually destroys the hair follicles. And so I lost my beard. I really actually can't grow a beard like right now. My beard was there, it's not there anymore. And so I went to a doctor, and they measured my blood panel. It also measured a lot of the hormones in my body. And basically I came back to the doctor, and they said, your hormones are responding as like a 60-year-old CEO. Like, you have the stress levels of a 60-year-old CEO. And so that was a huge newsflash. And they're like, well, what we would recommend that you do is chill out and obviously this is not possible, but you should probably go stay in like a cabin in the mountains somewhere for like 3 months and recover. And so, they in real life, that's not possible, but with God, all things are possible. And so I really feel like this journey, although it's going to be strenuous and kind of tiring and a little bit exhausting, we have a full year for it. And I want to learn how to relax and trust God and enjoy each and everything that we do. And my goal is that I want to spread awareness of this condition, and even more loudly, this condition of stress that we all live in. So we will be just raising awareness for alopecia. I know that some patients lose more than just a beard. Sometimes it's their full hair or eyebrows. I have a little bit gone from my eyebrow right here. And I have had recovery in the last couple months even from just relaxing and trusting the process and all of these things. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next year, raising awareness for that. I've been really inspired. I didn't originally have some sort of philanthropic idea for this, but that it kind of hits home for me.